Howdy y'all, this is Texas Gaming Industries here, and welcome to episode 22, part 4 of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2. In the previous episode, we basically extended our rail network to reach the city of Le Havre, down along the French coast. And since we now have delivered the bricks needed, the construction material here for the World Exposition grounds, now we need to get started on transporting steel to build the famous Eiffel Tower. However, in order for us to make steel, we need to deliver loads of iron ore and coal. However, since France doesn't have a whole bunch of coal mines, with the only one being this available at Lille, we'll basically have to figure out to get access to some more of these coal mines located in several of these other countries. But first things first, we gotta connect this main line to Nancy, as it could be a good catalyst for our new express service running between one end of France to the other for ferry services to the United Kingdom once we have transport rights to operate services into Britain. We'll build a switch here to connect to Chaumont eventually, but for now our main focus is connecting this main line to Verdun and then to Nancy. Let's see. I already have a crossing at one end of this route already, so I think I need to change this to something else. Yeesh, I'm running low on funds again. Well, at least my transport services are still doing well. As long as I keep making money, I should be able to weather this. Plus, I don't want my express trains to find it too difficult to climb a simple grade. So the grades won't be as super strict. How will I be able to connect to Verdun? I want a flat station, but that means I'll have to build a curved tunnel. That's gonna cost a lot of bit of money. Looks like I'll have to take out another loan. I think I'll just take out a loan up to 90 million francs. And I'll do it. I can also pause the game to prevent the money being siphoned back into the bank. So one of the mods I basically have allows me to take out infinite loans, but I also have one that allows the money I did not use to be given back into the bank, so I don't have to manually repay my loans. We'll use this tunnel. Let's see. Get rid of that, so we'll have a little bit of extra room. Now then, what was the length of that station again? Yeah, 320 meters. We'll build it right out here. And then let's basically expand the station platform a bit. Alright, the main station platform tracks are finished. Now all I just have to do is add some of this. Alright, with that done, what we just need to do is just add these. And then place down some station roofs. Alright, with that done, we can now start operating certain connect both ends of this track together. Of course, I'll have to basically build some switches to connect one end of the line to the other. I'll build another tunnel with the same mold as the one I used previously, and connect both ends. Alright, it's a long tunnel, but at least Troyes and Verdun are now connected by rail. Though, I don't want to waste a lot of money on building a rail extension from there to here. So, I'm basically going to build another intercity bus operation between both those cities. Which means, the stop here will be replaced with a bus terminal. We'll add a station here we'll add a bus stop at the station. And add one there. We'll curve off a bit to the right, so we can basically gain some extra bits of height, so we can put down another service to connect to, well, allow the river to basically be accessible by all forms of water vessels. As all railway bridges need to be high enough to allow boats to travel across, to go under bridges, rail or road. We'll do that, and basically make this ground a little bit more smoother. Turn this into an embankment. Build over the river. Now let's see. Double slip switch it. Alright, the tracks leading to the steel mill are finished. Now all I have to do is basically connect the station tracks to the main line. Seems like one of the crossing mods I added is not appearing in the game, despite the fact there was one in the previous episode. Well, in the episode when we were working in both Italy and Brazil. Okay. 50 miles an hour on that curved track. Well, on that section line that will lead towards the station. Same for this. And there we go. Finally, connect both ends with a tunnel. And the new extension is finally finished. All it just needs now is signaling, and it will all be ready to go. Plus, in a good sense of fortune, there's an iron ore mine located not too far from Nancy. So, we could at least supply iron ore for a moment until the arrival of coal is brought in. I'll add a double slip switch. It will be a bit of a tight gradient. Make this into a cutting. Over that. Let's see. Since it's going to be not be a long distance, I'm thinking I'm just going to use a 200 meter station. Right, and then connect both ends like so. Of course, I'm going to build a cutting to make it easier and save on money. And now it's time for the signaling process. As this is going to take a while, I'm going to cut this video right here, and I'll see you all in just a moment once all the signals have been added. And we're back. Now with all the signals placed, we can finally get started on operating trains in this region. However, I want to also get started on delivering coal. Now, the coal mine is located right through Lily, but there's a lot of grain farms that we'll have to navigate through. Fortunately, there's a good route that goes through this, as my company doesn't want to basically force the farmers to replant their seeding grounds for their wheat. So, to avoid that, my tracks are just going to go around the fields as much as they can. Now, while the fields are just textures, I still want to make sure that the farmers can still get the required amounts of grain taken care of. I could also build a small line to connect to this, but the only place that's available to make stuff is at Lily, which has a bakery. Those baked products could be a very useful source of income later on when I need it. Let's see. That looks good. Alright. Go up the track a bit. And then make it flat again. Build a track to the left. Well, after making the ground go down a bit. Make it flat. And go there. And since there's going to need be a large amount of coal, we're going to basically change this to the 320 meter station. But we'll also need a road access to this mine. We'll add that. Oh, I did not want to do that. And then expand the tracks to the right. Build a crossing. Ooh, that does not look pretty. Make it flat. Do that. And then just simply reconnect the road. That looks a lot better. Do that. double slip switch it, and then this signaling process is going to be super easy. All I'm just doing is basically just adding signals along this section of line. Though my extension to Lily and then to the coast to Calais, which is located on the northern top of the French coast, Calais and Le Havre will basically be the stops, will be destinations for my express trains, so they can catch ferries bound for the United Kingdom. Because I believe those ferry services could basically be very, very profitable once we get the chance to operate services to the United Kingdom. Alright, now with that done, we can now get started on adding some new services. We'll add a new local passenger services. Oh, I added the bus stop instead of the passenger station. We'll connect Troyes and Verdun again. We'll call this local train C. Make it gray, just like the rest. This be local train D. Make it gray as well. We'll make another intercity bus. Intercity bus B. And a new carriage service to serve the town and the train station. Carriage service C. Let's see. It does capture a good portion, but I need to basically make sure that everyone is able to reach their respective destinations. Then we'll do another carriage service D. And now it's time to add some more freight trains. This will be freight train B. And this, up there at Lily, will be freight train C, which will basically park on platform 1 to drop off the coal. Minutes for loading, and now it's time for the express service. We'll go for Verdun, Troyes, Reims, Paris, and finally ending in Le Havre. And then picking up passengers on the return trip back to Calais. Well, back to Nancy. Okay, Paris Central Station, you are going on track 2. At Reims, you are going on track 1. You are going on track 2. Troyes, you're on track 2. You're going on track 1. And Verdun again. I don't understand why sometimes my express trains do not go on their intended platforms. This will be red, and it will be called Express Train A. Oh, I also forgot to basically set up a new service to deliver loads of building materials to Le Havre. Could not connect all stations. Oh, I did not add a slip switch here. Or actually, maybe the signals are... I think one of my signals along the route is basically set in the wrong direction. Let me see. It should be set in the right direction. There's a double slip switch on the entirety of the line, but it's just not letting me use the return track. There was a missing link. There we go. This will be freight train D. This will be having a full load and unload only at the dock at Le Havre. We already spent over I don't remember. I got up to 90 million francs, so I need to have a little bit of more money available to basically expand and purchase new equipment to operate on my new services. $67 million francs will do. Alright. To save time, I'm going to copy the same train I use on local train A and use them on local train C and local train D. And as for the goods trains, for the one carrying iron ore, which is freight train B, I'll need an engine that can go a short distance and has a good amount of horsepower. Let's see. There's a couple of engines I could buy. This 062 tank engine has 748 horsepower. I guess we can use that. And we'll use about these generic 4-plank goods open-top wagons to pick up the loads. 350 units of cargo, which is good. We'll place down a brake van. As for the coal actually, why don't we change this into an engine that we haven't even tried before? Let's try the San Barcelona Railway N number 12 class locomotive. Doesn't have a whole lot of horsepower, but it kind of fits. Now, for the coal train, I'm just going to basically use the same type of engine I did for the sandstone train, which being this 060 goods engine. And for the coal, it's going to be these 5-plank wagons. And since it needs a lot of coal, it will need to carry a whole bunch. 630 units. This is going to cost about 38 million francs. So I'm going to increase my loan up again to basically about 180. Alright. And for the one to carry the loads of building materials, we're going to use some of these 260 moguls and basically collect a couple of these building materials in 3-plank wagons. We're going to carry 350 units of cargo on that and assign them freight train C. Wait, I didn't mean to put that on freight train C. I meant to put freight train B, freight train C, and freight train D. Now with my new freight train set up, it's now high time for my new express service. I might use the Angier for a special service, for a local service between Lille and Calais. But, however, it's time for me to get started on using this type of engine for express service. Let's see. We'll basically have a train with about 260 passengers. That'll be 20 million francs. I guess I'll basically put it at 210 million. I'll buy it and put it onto the new service. And there they go. Our newly designed trains heading out. Speaking of which, yeah, I thought I didn't add signals, but I didn't realize I did. Alright. There goes goes the iron ore train. Actually, this engine doesn't have a road number, so I'm actually going to switch this back. Let's see, what engine did I use? Ah yes, this tank engine. There we go. My train is going to get heavy quite fast with all that iron ore. And now, my industries are starting to basically get started in producing raw materials. What the? Okay, something gone wrong with the engine. I need to fix that. Let's see. Ah, here we go. Yeah. Seems like the number 2 is a little bit glitched up. So I'll have to use the number 6. And train number 9 is now on its way to pick up passengers. And come to think of it, maybe I might use that for another service. I guess from now on, all my engines will be the ones fitted with numbers instead. Let's see. Add 520 trunks. There we go. Now that everything is set up, I think this will basically be a good ending point for today's episode. So if you enjoyed this episode of my Let's Play of Transport Fever 2, please be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to Texas Gaming Industries for new video uploads every Friday or Saturday, depending on my outside schedule. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Bye!